Back to the King Power Stadium we go then, ahead of our penultimate full match commentary of the Premier League season on BBC Radio Suffolk. Watching Ipswich Town away at Leicester, a former Town striker Alex Matthey alongside Brenna Woolley.
Yeah, and it's our 19th away trip of the Premier League season, and I genuinely think, hand on heart, this is the best atmosphere I've experienced all season, largely because, as it says on the giant screen off to our right-hand side, goodbye to the GOAT. It's Jamie Vardy's farewell party here at the King Power Stadium, his 500th and final appearance for the club. He's looking for his 200th goal, the man who, of course, has helped guide them to the Premier League title 9 years ago, FA Cup success 4 years ago, and 90% of the ground, aside from the Ipswich Town supporters, of course, have got either blue or white flags high above their heads as the smoke ascends here. The pyrotechnics have just died down, and those flags say thank you Vards. He's got a lot of his former teammates here as well. I've seen Danny Simpson, Wes Morgan, Mark Albright and Kasper Schmeichel all in the crowd. But other than that, really, it's a pretty tough sell, this game, as two sides have been relegated for weeks, go head-to-head in their penultimate game of the campaign. Both, though, would love another win, largely as a thank you to their fans. They'll certainly be going all out to do that, so maybe we'll get a more open spectacle than we've witnessed when these two sides have met in recent times, the last three all finishing 1-1. Town will also no doubt be spurred on by the sense of injustice they felt after the Foxes' visit to Portman Road in November. That was the game when they were 1-0 up, had a huge penalty shout turned down, and then saw Calvin Phillips sent off seconds later before conceding a late equaliser. Alex, it would be nice to see another win, wouldn't it? Especially for Town's fans who've stuck with the team all season. They get it, they're sensible, they understand why things haven't worked out.
Yeah, definitely, but it'd be good to go and get a win. We had a good result against Everton, but it'd be great to go and get a win against Leicester. I'm hoping for a good game of football today, a good open game of football for both sets of fans, because there's no pressure on any of these players now. Go and enjoy the game, go and enjoy what you like doing, playing football, scoring goals, and give us a spectacle. Absolutely fantastic occasion, I says, but Ipswich Town, let's go and spoil the party.
Yeah, let's hope so. Town in all pink against the all blue of Leicester. Town have made 4 changes from the side that lost to Brentford in their penultimate home game of the season. Burgess, Taylor, Delap and Chaplin are all out. In comes Davis after his ban, Kayuste, Clark and Hurst. Palmer in goal. Back four of Twanzebe, O'Shea, Greaves back at centre-half, and Davis, who spoke so well earlier on match day. The two midfielders, Morsey, the captain, alongside Kayuste. There's Hutchinson and Ciso and Clark in support of George Hurst back at the King Power Stadium. On the bench, Walton, Taylor, Chaplin, Delap, Johnson, Wolfenden, Godfrey, Luongo and Broadhead. So if we're to see another Premier League debut for Town, it's not going to be this afternoon. It will be maybe against West Ham in a week's time. No Skip for Leicester. He's the one change from the 2-2 draw with Nottingham Forest. Oliver Skip dropped to the bench. In comes Bubakari Samare. Their second choice goalkeeper, Stolarczyk, is currently between the posts because Hermansen is injured. His back four is Justin, Fast, Cody and Thomas. Then the two of Ndidi and Sumare. The three of McAteer, Elkanous and Ayew. Ayew got the late equaliser at Portman Road earlier on in the season. That was back in November. And Jamie Vardy, number 9 on his back, 9 goals for this season, but as I say, one shy of 200 for the Foxes overall. On the bench, Everson, Okoli, Monga, the very talented 15-year-old, Dakar, Evans, the striker, is only 16. Buonanotte, who will know Enciso very well, he's also been borrowed from Brighton this season and done well. Buonanotte. Ricardo's back from injury, Skip and Christiansen. Sunny afternoon in Leicestershire. Town's final 3 o'clock kickoff of the season. They are in their pre-match huddle off to our left-hand side. Town's fans occupy the far left corner of the ground, many of them in the pink shirts that their team are sporting this afternoon. It is shirt sleeve weather as well. As Kieran McKenna, the manager, just has a word with the fourth official, Anthony Taylor, down below us. No sign of Ruud van Nistelrooy at the moment, and right on cue he comes out in all black as play is underway. So the Pinks of Ipswich Town playing from left to right against the all blue of Leicester City. As Alex said there, Town hoping to be party poopers. Haven't won here in the last 10 visits. Boxing Day 2002, their one and only victory at the King Power Stadium. It's actually the first time they were here. Hurst caught offside, early doors, flag up near side, free kick to Leicester at right back. Yeah, just 5 wins from his 24 matches in charge for Ruud van Nistelrooy in all competitions. Started this season alongside Erik ten Hag at Manchester United. As fast, spreads the ball across his own penalty area to the experienced Cody. Once of Wolves and Everton. Ball played forward on that far side by Justin, the right back. Likes to get forward. Here is Cody, the number 4. He floats the ball to the halfway line, looking for Vardy. Vardy's flick on is a good one. El Khanous trying to get the better of Davis, who drifted infield to a central defensive area and did well. Hutchinson opts not to go back to Palmer. Goes down near side by El Khanous. Hutchinson still has the ball. Now he does find Palmer in all yellow. His first touch of the ball. He plays it out to Greaves.
Yeah, good to see him married back again. He had a good game against Everton. Good to see him twisting and turning again. I don't know about Hursty's haircut. I'm not happy with the dye.
Yeah, he's had the blonde, the bleach out, hasn't he?
It's a holiday haircut. It's a holiday haircut, that.
It is. Here is O'Shea to Twanzebe, given away by the right back, knocked forward by Sumare. Strong boy in the centre of the park. As it's now with Greaves back at home at centre half. Out to the far side, Davis missed the last 3 because of his red card against Arsenal. Morsey to Greaves again. Town passing it around inside the left half of the field as we look down here. Nice ground, the King Power Stadium. First time infield from Hutchinson, read by the forehead of Cody. Forward from Sumare, but away from AU. Town have it at centre half again with O'Shea. And of course, as we know, 15 of Town's 22 points this season have come on the road. 3 of their 4 wins on their travels. It would be nice to get another one here this afternoon. Twanzebe to Morsey. If Town don't win this game, it will be their lowest ever points tally in a season this time around. As Twanzebe throws the ball short to Morsey. He got an equaliser against Leicester at Portman Road last season, the captain. Just the 1 goal this year, that one down at Southampton in the autumn for the captain. Greaves, who scored at Anfield, still the only goal from a centre half this year. Here is O'Shea, just crossing halfway, knocks it over the top looking for Hurst. Hurst can't quite get there, but that wasn't far away, Alex.
No, it wasn't. It was unlucky, you know. It's a great ball. If he'd played it on the deck, the centre half would intercept it, but he's clipped it over the centre half's head, and Hurst just couldn't get a touch on it. Any touch at all, and I think the goalkeeper was beaten.
Fast, the Belgian, right-footed towards Vardy. O'Shea goes in on the number 9. Clark rises on the far side for Ipswich Town. Good to see him back in the team, Jack Clark.
Yeah, just saying about Vardy, I mean, he's been phenomenal, hasn't he? He really has. I mean, you look up there twice and he's out leaping our centre halves. He's so good in the air and he's got pace still, even at his age. Fantastic achievement he's had. Career.
Phenomenal. And Sisu, his ball forward is away from Clark. Pleased to see Jack Clark back in the side. You, Alex?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's going to build up next season. He's going to be a key player for this club next season for me. He really is. He was fantastic for Sunderland in the Championship. I think he'll be a great player for us. He's really came into a game this season. The more games he's got, so the more games he plays next season, he'll be phenomenal again.
Of course, still waiting to see whether Sunderland's going to be on the fixture calendar for Ipswich Town next year. They've got their massive game next Saturday at Wembley against Sheffield United. Their shootout to get up to the Premier League. Should be an interesting encounter between those two teams. Ball out far side for a throw to Ipswich. Still 0-0 on BBC Radio Suffolk. Our penultimate commentary of the season.
I think Sheffield United myself, Brenner.
I tend to go with them as well.
Yeah.
Although they've had a terrible record at Wembley in the past. I think
they have. That's the only problem.
But yeah, I think the way they've brushed Bristol City to one side. Sunderland, a very young team, very talented, but maybe that experience United have got might pay dividends.
Getting a lot of possession out there today, Town.
Yeah, they are at the moment.
Really are.
Greaves seeing a lot of the ball at the back, so to O'Shea. Oh, given away terribly on the far side by Davis. Cleared by O'Shea to halfway. Clark can't make it stick. Leicester in blue get it back with Justin, who has an England cap to his name. So too this man, Cody. Now fast, a full Belgian international. Far more experienced at the highest level, this Leicester City side. Their squad in general than Ipswich Town. But if Town win this game, almost certain to finish above Leicester this season. No mean feat that. Southampton losing again, incidentally, at Goodison, the last ever game there at lunchtime. Here is Vardy, first time he's had the ball at his feet in this game. Gives it back to Ndidi, who he's played with for a number of seasons now. On the right-hand side, it's the youngster McAteer. Leicester seeing a little bit more of the ball now. There's been late equalisers in the last 3, those 1-1 draws that I talked about. All the equalisers have come at least in the 89th minute or beyond, as Greaves plays it back to Palmer. It was Sarmiento here last year for Ipswich Town. I remember that being a Monday night game under the lights. Palmer to O'Shea. O'Shea, risky ball, hits Kiyuste, gets lucky, goes to Clark. Clark tries to find Morsey. Morsey gets the better of El Canouse. Ipswich to the halfway line with the captain, disguised infield to Enciso. He jinks away from Ndidi. Enciso, good run by the number 9 to his left-hand side. Davis inside the Leicester area. Leif Davis with a shot, blocked off by Cody, gets another go! Saved by the goalkeeper. Stalacic, it goes straight across the face of his goal in the end, and out for an Ipswich Town throw-in, but Leif Davis meant that one, and he looks to the heavens. He knows he had a chance to score.
What a save! What a save! That really is a fantastic save from the goalkeeper. And Cecil does so well breaking forward. First attempt from Leif Davis I thought was a poor one. I really did. It came back to him, but the second one, that's I think he's come off the post. You know, I think it's off the post.
Placed it left. It was off the post. Clearly off the post from Davis. Scored an own goal here last season. Inches away from making it 1-0 in the white net this time around. Leicester have the ball at left back with Thomas, lost by Ayew. Hutchinson tried the back heel, Ayew read it. Thomas has the ball just behind left back, drifts it down the line to Vardy. Vardy nudged to the floor by O'Shea, who's clearly picking up the former England man early on in this game.
All experience used there from Vardy.
El Canouse, who's been a shining light this season. When I spoke to a Leicester fan on the Blue Hour last Monday night, she highlighted how well he's been playing in a very difficult season. El Canouse here on this left-hand side. Thomas deflects infield, and there is Greaves to tidy up back to Palmer. 7.5 minutes gone, 0-0, but Town have hit the post through Leif Davis.
We look the stronger side just now, Brenner. We really do. We look comfortable.
Jacob Greaves walks out with the ball and just goes square to O'Shea. They've obviously played a number of games together this season. Town have had a few combinations at centre-half. Kiyuste down the left-hand side, giving it to Davis. Good ball. Davis with a pullback. Clark with a good chance. Clark took too long. He could have hit that first time and troubled the goalkeeper. Cleared away. Town win it back through Kiyuste. Clark on the left wing. Back to Kiyuste, wide left outside the box. The Swedish midfielder holds it up. Gives it back towards Davis. Good stuff from Town. They've started this game well. Morsey has a go from a distance. It dips, but not quickly enough. Good play again from Ipswich Town, playing well here. Yeah, good break, and Leif Davis getting involved right away. It's a great cutback, you know. Clark gets caught in two minds for me. I think he's just got to hit it first time. Hit it first time and take your chances. Took the wrong decision from Jack Clark there. Good play though. It was good play. Poor effort though from Clark. Decent one from Morsey, wasn't far away that one. Keeper just watched it go over the bar though. It's still goalless. There's the King Power Stadium. It tries to rally the troops. Up in the air from Stalacic, the pole. Morsey challenges Ndidi. Touched forward by Greaves, back over the halfway line from Leicester. Davis wins his header. Not on from Kiyuste, who's getting into the game a bit more, which is good to see. And Ciso's ball doesn't have enough on it for Jack Clark. And Ciso's kept the ball in, far side, runs into Ndidi. Last touch was from Enciso, says the referee. Didn't look like it from here, and the Paraguayan disagrees. But Andrew Kitchen, the referee, had made his mind up. It's only his second game in the Premier League, this referee. Clearly able to cut his teeth in a game that sadly means very little. Here is Vardy in the centre of the field. First touch a bit heavy, then got it away from Morsey. Played out to the left-hand side, but away from Thomas. Gives his colleague the thumbs up, but it's out of play for a throw that...
That's probably why Anthony Taylor's the fourth official. Yeah. Probably just keep him in line a little bit.
That's probably very true. They're one of the most experienced, high-level referees as the... extra assistant referee down there as fourth official. Ndidi back to Cody. Now it's with Fast. Town's final game at home to West Ham next Sunday at 4 o'clock. They're playing Nottingham Forest at London Stadium this afternoon. Important game for Forest there. Fascinating the run-in terms of Champions League place, isn't it? Who's going to finish where? Arsenal against Newcastle is the 4:30 game. Obviously no league game for Manchester City this weekend. Chelsea won on Friday night against Manchester United. Here is Fars to halfway, El Kanous. Infield to the Frenchman Samare. Lets it run to the Nigerian Ndidi. He's been a good servant to Leicester City, Ndidi. El Kanous on halfway. Ball out to the right-hand side. In some space. It's Justin. Overlapping is Ayew. Greaves goes to ground, wins the ball well. Applauded by the away fans. Still 0-0.
Yeah, good challenge from Greaves. They had to win it.
Throw to Leicester, which Luke Thomas is clearly the long throw specialist. He's currently jogging the width of the field from this near side, the left, to take this throw on the right flank. Leicester pouring bodies forward. Both centre halves, Cody and Fars, are in there. So too Ndidi, Ayew and Jamie Vardy. Vardy being marked by Twanzebe. And comes the long throw from Thomas, headed away by Greaves. Nodded back into the edge of the area. Hutchinson takes it on his chest and the D, and then Horsey just belts it forward. Totally the right thing to do. Little header down from Justin, and El Kanous floats it back to the man in black, Stolarczyk.
So we were just talking earlier, Brennan, what a lovely stadium this is.
Nice,
it's well proportioned, everything about it really nice. Everything really good.
There's Stolarczyk. The only thing not good is Ipswich Town's record of 1 win and 13 visits to Leicester in total. Ball just out of play on the halfway line. Of course, both managers strong links to Manchester United. Kieran McKenna and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Kieran currently with his hand in the air down in front of us. The ball is just a few yards in front of him with Axel Twanzebe. Back in field on BBC Radio Suffolk to O'Shea. O'Shea gets into the centre circle, gives it to Clark. The referee says play on as O'Shea was caught late. Ipswich have the ball with Morsey just south of the centre circle. Along the deck he gives it to Hutchinson. It is good to see him back in the team. Created that late equaliser at Everton for George Hurst last time Town were on their travels. Aside from that, they failed to score in 3 of their last 4, Ipswich Town, most unlike them. Whatever the scorelines earlier on this season, they'd always get themselves on the score sheet, albeit they have played against some tough teams of late. Ball along the floor from O'Shea. Clark tries a little drag back, but Thomas was alert to it. McAteer, sorry, out of play far side for a throw to Ipswich, which Davis wanted to take quickly. Davis still has the ball above his head.
There's nothing on.
No, there isn't. Just looking around, still Davis waits. Going from one side to the other on that far touchline. In the end, gives it to Fars. Fars clears to halfway. Morsey on his knee. Nudges it back to Greaves. Now, Dara O'Shea. Axel Twanzebe on the halfway line, directly in front of the 2 managers. Hutchinson holds off Thomas. Infield to Morsey. Morsey into the centre circle and Greaves. Nothing much between these 2 sides. Town have hit the post early on if you weren't with us for kick-off on BBC Radio Suffolk.
Yeah, Leicester just getting in their shape a little bit now, and they're closing Town down on the ball a lot quicker than they were in the first 5-10 minutes.
14 minutes on the clock. They've had 5 wins this season, Leicester. Beaten Bournemouth here, won both games against Southampton. West Ham they beat on this pitch, and they won at Tottenham. Hutchinson failed by Thomas, flags up near side. It's gone down holding his left ankle. Amari Hutchinson in quite a bit of pain as well, judging by his reaction.
Yeah, he seems to be in a bit of pain. Just seeing if he caught him there.
Yeah, a little bit late, Thomas. Hutchinson just too sharp for him. We all hope Amari Hutchinson's still at Ipswich Town next season. It'd be a massive surprise if teams were interested in him.
Yeah, but you see, all the big teams come in for them. Look at Dewsbury Hall. We went to Chelsea. He's never kicked a ball, Brenner.
No.
I mean, nowadays you would want to play football, wouldn't you? Rather go and be a squad player and play in the under-23s. I mean, I know it's all money nowadays, but surely they're on enough money at these clubs. That's just my opinion.
It'd be interesting if he goes anywhere this summer, Dewsbury, whether he comes back here or would Ipswich Town show an interest in him. He's a terrific player.
Definitely.
But he's clearly on a very good wage packet, no doubt, at Chelsea on a long-term contract that they tend to hand out. Hutchinson's back up on his feet, getting a pat on the back from his captain. Morsey is over this free kick. With Van Nistelrooy gesticulating, talking to his players. Town get the free kick and play it backwards. It's gone all the way back to Alex Palmer. Not what Leicester City are expecting as they lined up defensively off to our right. Kiyuste between the lines to Morsey. Morsey to the centre spot, and Enciso. Nice first touch from Enciso. Tries to sweep it out to the left. Didn't get the connection he wished for. That's back with Stalacic. Now Fars to Thomas. Thomas goes back to Fars. Fars then finds Stalacic. Left-footed kick from him. Hasn't got a great deal of distance on it. A little nudge in the back of Vardy by O'Shea. It was successful, because then O'Shea won the header for Morsey. And Enciso coming in field. Good player. Here's Enciso. Has a go, but it's a daisy cutter and it's wide. It's exciting to watch.
It's good play from Enciso, you know, but it's just sometimes his final ball lets him down, you know what I mean? I mean, he's done brilliant there. He's took two players out of the game, a little dummy, then took it by the other one. I mean, look at George Hurst to the right there. He's just got to slip George Hurst in, and his partner's in goals. Just get his head up. I know he's a striker, he wants to score goals, I get that, but he's done everything brilliant, but just slip it to his centre forward.
Poor kick from Stalacic. Ipswich Town pressing off to a right-hand side. Stalacic got himself in a bit of a panic and passed the ball out away from Thomas at left back. So Town have been gifted a throw-in, which Kiyuste was jogging across to take. They finish their season down at Bournemouth next Sunday at Leicester City.
Yeah, I think Kasper Schmeichel will be saying to himself, what are you doing there? Sitting watching this.
Yeah, one of the best goalkeepers the club's had.
Yeah.
Still doing the business for Celtic. Kasper Schmeichel is in the crowd, the director's box. Kiyuste goes short to Twanzebe. Twanzebe infield to Morsey, 30 yards from goal. Good cross, and Enciso with the header. It was a great ball in from Morsey. Enciso should have done better. Hurst certainly would have done had it been him.
I think it was Hurst, you know. I think it was Hurst. But he's just missed it, Brenner.
Oh, it was a real chance then, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to do better, Hurst, there.
Yeah, he does. You're right. Absolutely. So it was a lovely ball in from Morsey. Real chance for him back at the King Power Stadium. We're still 0-0, 17 and a half gone. And Ipswich Town's final away trip of the season. O'Shea gets the better of Vardy again. Here is El Canouse. Disguised ball up to AU, the experienced striker, on halfway. Fans getting a bit frustrated. AU's come into the centre of the field, then played it square to Justin down the far touchline. Leicester have it with McAteer. McAteer tries to get it early, blocked off by Davis. Leicester rebuild, and Didi deflected off Kiyuste, high into the box and high into Palmer's hands.
Yeah, they've not done anything in the last third, touch wood, yeah, but they've not done anything so far, Leicester. They've not really created anything. They've got in some decent positions, but not created anything at all. Ipswich Town look the more dangerous going forward.
Yeah, they have done. Town have done well so far in the 19th minute of this Premier League match. Still 0-0. Town have hit the post through Davis. Hurst had that good opportunity a few moments ago from Morsey's cross, which he'll feel he should have done better with. Palmer inside his penalty area off to our left, gives it to Morsey. Morsey out to the right back, O'Shea, where he is at the moment anyway. O'Shea to the centre spot looking for Enciso, cut out by Fars. Forward from El Canouse. Kiyuste goes to ground, wins the ball, passes it to Twanzebe, then gets it back. Kiyuste in the centre of the field. It's going to be fascinating to see where he's playing his football next season. Clark gets it back to Morsey off a deflection. Town have it just shy of the halfway line with Greaves. Greaves will run forward with it, then out to the left-hand side. He plays it to Davis. Davis to Morsey. Morsey in the centre of the Leicester half. Town in all pink. Gets it to Hurst. Hurst touches it onto Enciso, but too far in front of him. Cody gave the ball to Fars. Leicester get towards halfway. El Canouse has done very well to AU. Now forward to Vardy. O'Shea should get there. Vardy's got it. Vardy in the box. Chance for him and for Leicester. Vardy still has it. And can't even find the side netting. In the end, I thought that was going to be his moment.
Yeah, good play, but it's our own mistake, Ipswich Town, though. It really was. I don't know what we're doing in the midfield there. Two people trying to get a challenge in, and he's done brilliant, Canouse. He really has. He's came through two challenges. Thought Vardy should have hit it there.
Oh, he should have done.
He should have hit it, yeah, but he's not. It's a corner. It's a corner, you know, though.
He's not been given.
No, he's not.
What a chance. His first touch was lovely to get it away from O'Shea.
Yeah.
I think he's maybe trying to make absolutely certain, but the chance had gone by then. Vardy, incidentally, the Leicester City captain. But everybody was up off their seat expecting that to be the moment they've all come for.
Thankfully not.
Yeah, thankfully not, because Town are doing well in this game so far. Leicester with Ayew, gets the ball from Samari, goes down under a challenge from Greaves. He disagrees with the referee's decision, obviously, but it's been given as a free kick to Leicester, 30 yards from goal.
It looked a clear free kick to me initially.
Greaves just leaning on the shoulders of Ayew, who, no great surprise, has gone down easily enough. 21 minutes played. As per usual, Mark Hudson is out on the edge of the Ipswich Town technical area. Defending these are his area of expertise. Over the ball is El Canouse, Thomas, Justin, although Justin is now walking away.
It's a difficult one, this. You can't really clip it in, it's got to be down the side. I can't imagine him having a shot from there, surely not.
It's about 30 yards from goal, maybe slightly further, left of centre. Leicester have a free kick, approaching the midway point of this first half at the King Power Stadium. Still 0-0 on BBC Radio Suffolk. It's going to be Thomas or El Canouse. Referee just in the D, sorting something out between the pink and the blue shirts. It's the Blues of Leicester. El Canouse dinks it into the box. Vardy back to goal, brings it down, turns, shoots, finds the side netting. Clever little free kick from Leicester, which almost worked. Jamie Vardy having a laugh with Sam Morsey as he picks him up, grinning. That's
what he's good at though, Vardy, isn't he? A little clip into him, gets his body in, half a turn, half a yard, he's still got his shot away.
Clark closed down by Justin. Ball's out far side for a throw in to Leicester. Kieran McKenna disagrees with it, immediately looks to Anthony Taylor. Now the referee's changed his mind, it's going to be an Ipswich Town throw.
Yeah, he overruled the linesman.
Let's head back to Graham at 0-0 here.
Forest still 1 up at West Ham. Brentford 1, Fulham 1 in the other 3 o'clock kickoff.
O'Shea in the sunshine in the penalty box, off to our left. Twanzebe down the line to Hutchinson. Charged down by Thomas, well regarded as a young left back for a while. Luke Thomas, so young, he's now 23, had a couple of loans in recent seasons.
He gets a tackle in anyway.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does like a tackle.
And Maddie's going to know he's in a game today. It's getting really tight to him.
Greaves back to the 6-yard box, and Palmer, who'll dribble the ball out into the D. To his right hand side he finds O'Shea. O'Shea to Morsey. On this right hand side, Twanzebe. Just inside the Ipswich Town area, O'Shea back to Palmer. 23 minutes on the clock. Closest we've come to a goal for either side was when Leif Davis hit the post early on. Morsey just floated across it a few moments ago, which George Hurst probably should have done better with. His header was wide, but Town have been fine. O'Shea along the floor to Hutchinson. Hutchinson gets the better of Thomas. Down the right-hand side, Amari Hutchinson gets towards the right corner of the area, tries to find Twanzebe. There's a little dummy. Leicester have the ball behind left back with El Canouse. Out to Farce. It's all been played behind the left back berth, outside the Leicester box. El Canouse tries to plant it forward. It's charged down and out of play off Axel Twanzebe. Jack Clark just down on one knee, stretching on the far side. Gets an apologetic pat on the backside from James Justin from an earlier challenge. Throw in has now been taken on his left hand side by Thomas. Morsey wins the ball well for Ipswich Town. Great work from the captain to Hutchinson. Had a chance to cross, flag down for offside. Pity.
Good play for the captain, really was. Maddie's just strolled offside. Didn't look much in it, but he's right next to it, the linesman, so I'd expect him to make the right decision.
Here is Stalagic positioning the ball inside his penalty box, off to our right, with Van Nistelrooy's put his gilet on down below us, obviously feeling the cold. He's the 6th full-time manager here since Claudio Ranieri. Van Nistelrooy, one would imagine in all reality the 7th will arrive in the summer. The major surprise if Leicester stick with him. Sean Dyche, one of the names being linked with the rule here. No big surprise, but on the face of it, be a good appointment for Leicester next season as they try to get back into the Premier League again, like they did last year at the first opportunity. Greaves only won the Championship by 1 point from Ipswich Town in the end last year. A phenomenal season that was from Ipswich Town, we must remember. Clark Gets the ball from Davis, running forward at the Leicester back line. Clark still has it, edge of the box to the left now. Davis, first time good looking cross from him. That's Hutchinson with a volley, and he should have done better from 6 yards out. Tried to place it left footed back into the corner from which it came, but he got underneath it. But another chance.
It's a great ball in again for Davis. He's put some, really missed him.
Yeah.
And man, he's got to do better. He's got to do better. Keep it down. It's not an easy chance, but a man of his ability, you would expect him to be at least make the goalkeeper make a save.
I agree. Lovely ball from Davis. Davis has looked good back in the team this afternoon. His delivery, free kick inside the Leicester City half to the Foxes. Both of these sides, incidentally, on 22 points. Town 5 goals better off when it comes to goal difference.
That's been the problem this season. We've been getting chances. We ain't been taking them, Brenner.
No, it's true.
Especially when we're in topping games, we need to take the chances.
Greaves looking down that line towards Davis, cleared away by Leicester, not very far. Poor touch from Clark. Leicester get back on the ball, and I guess one of the incentives for finishing 18th, as well as the finances in the Premier League table, there's a chance that you'd get a bye through round 1 of the League Cup next season. I think if there's an odd number of teams enter Europe, that's what would happen. The team that finishes 18th wouldn't play till round 2 of the Carabao Cup.
It's a bit of a bonus, that really, isn't it?
Yeah, means we'll just go to Wimbledon or Bristol Rovers a couple of weeks later, no doubt. Here is Cody at centre half, finding Farce.
Could be worse, it could be Accrington.
Yeah, ball forward from Thomas. Palmer out of his area before Vardy could get there. Clears it up. And referee's blown up. Was that foul by Vardy? Certainly an Ipswich Town ball at the back. Taken quickly by O'Shea.
Saying that, Brenner, last week was like being at Accrington in that Everton stand.
It was.
Jeez,
I've said that to people since.
So tight, wasn't it? Could hardly move.
It was really, yeah, exactly what pretty much expected from Goodison in a sense. Here is Clark. Clark infield to Morsey inside the Leicester half. Morsey looking forward to Hurst, read by Farce. Morsey wins it back in midfield, gives it to Clark. Clark tries to spin Thomas. Looked like a foul by Justin. The referee says no. Great runners from Justin. Justin towards Vardy. Vardy inside the box. Vardy does what he's already done 199 times for Leicester City. He scored his 200th goal for the club on his party afternoon at the King Power Stadium. His 500th and final appearance for Leicester City has been marked by a trademark goal. Jamie Vardy makes it Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0.
It's a great finish. It's a great finish. Good play from Justin. Jack Clark slipped. I don't think it's a foul for me. He slipped on the pitch. He's ran right through. Justin's ran right through. It's like a knife going through butter. And he just passed it to him, and Vardy just passed it into the net. He's just side-footed it by the goalkeeper. It's a great finish. It really is.
Yeah, Palmer just had to stand and watch it go beyond him. We knew he was going to score at some point. It was written in the stars that he'd get a goal at some stage this afternoon. And it's taken him less than 29 minutes to do that. He had that chance earlier on. Didn't make the most of it. Like that was going to bother him. It was always going to keep going.
It's a run that makes it. It really is. The run from Jamie Vardy for Justin to slip him in. Look at across the defender. It's a great run. Little touch. Great finish.
Terrific. Can he still play in the Premier League next season, do you think?
I think he can. He's fast. He's good in the air. He's got all the attributes. I don't see why, but as a bit part player coming on as a sub, maybe, yeah. But he'll want more than that at his level. Yeah,
he's been linked with Leeds United, linked with Wrexham, so we might see him again next season, Jamie Vardy, if he were to go to North Wales. Here is El Canouse. Ball in field is cut out there by Justin, who had a massive part to play in that opening goal. Different atmosphere around the King Power Stadium now. Town have got to stand strong. Leicester buoyant. On the right hand side it's McAteer. McAteer still has it, gives it back to Ndidi. There is Cody. All 9 of his outfield teammates went straight after him. Jamie Vardy, I would imagine a few of his former colleagues in the director's box were keen to get down and join in the celebrations on the pitch.
I'm pleased for him. I'm pleased he got the 200th goal, but it's went against the run he played for Ipswich Town. Again, we've been to the top, but we've not took our chances. Just what I was talking about before. Don't take your chances when you're at the top. That's what happens in the Premiership.
Here is Cody to the left-hand side. Farce. He's got a mistake in him, but he is a good player. Gives it back to Cody. He's looked very comfortable so far, the left-sided centre-half. There is Connor Cody on halfway. El Khanous showed a bit too much of it to Ncisa, so we got away with it in the end. El Khanous has it on the halfway line. Gives it to Ayew. Ayew coming forward outside the Ipswich area. Good run this from Ayew. Ayew inside the box. Oh, he's hit the side netting. It's come off an Ipswich Town player, but again he just kept running, went right through the middle of Ipswich Town, had a go, and thankfully it's come off a pink shirt for a corner, but it could have been 2-0.
Yeah, I mean that's 3 or 4 occasions that just ran right through us. Somebody needs to get a tackle in. We're not. They're just letting them run by us. Everybody says, "No, you tackle him. No, I'll tackle him. You tackle him." Somebody just go and tackle him.
Come off the toes of O'Shea. He's up on his feet. Took a knock somewhere in that passage of play, Dara O'Shea. But yeah, that was ominous. Town 1-0 down at Leicester City. Town subs are out at the moment. Taylor, Johnson, Broadhead, good to see him back involved. Chaplin is amongst them as well. Ayew on this corner kick for Leicester City, the first of the match for either side. 32 minutes gone, and it swings towards the far post, hasn't been dealt with, cleared away by Hutchinson to Clark. Could easily have turned into another opportunity for Leicester. Clark carries the ball away. In goes Thomas, gets the ball out to Hutchinson. Hutchinson nudged by El Khanous and then booted out by Ayew. The referee's blown up for a free kick for the foul on Amari Hutchinson. That's Twanzebe standing on the ball. Hutchinson's unhappy with the challenge on him. Up against a very competitive left back in Luke Thomas. Now O'Shea to Greaves. Let's see how Ipswich Town crack on again from being behind. Kiyuste not on the same wavelength as Davis far side. It's out of play for a throw to Leicester. One of Van Nistelrooy's staff having a word with Anthony Taylor at the moment. There is James Justin with this throw. Not bad return, 4 goals from him as a fullback in a troubled Premier League season. Back with Stolarczyk. Fast to Cody. Leicester playing it around along the edge of their penalty area. Back to Wout Fast. Forward to El Khanous. Twanzebe's gone after him. El Khanous has to go to the edge of his box, and Cody closed down by Hurst. Cody gets the ball up to Ayew. Greaves wins it, but then in steps Ndidi. The referee wants the free kick to be retaken. The foul by Greaves, or so he believed it was. Of course, this was a Leicester side that went 9 league games here without scoring until they beat Southampton here recently. It was a new club record, not the sort of club record they'd want to have been achieving this season. It's over 3 years since the last one back-to-back Premier League games here. That's what they're at the moment on course to do. O'Shea gets a shove from Vardy, free kick. Morsey plays the free kick to retaken. It'll have to be. O'Shea still on the floor. We talk about his future in the summer as well, no doubt. O'Shea, just whether he'll move on again after relegation. He's still on the floor. Twanzebe's been ready to take this free kick for a little while.
How long is his contract been? Is it 3 years?
I can't remember if he signed a 3-year deal, 3 or 4 year last summer. O'Shea has had a good first season. Here he is taking this free kick. Hutchinson on the right. Thomas closes him down. It's a really good battle between these two players. Hutchinson comes in field, still has it. Thomas has a nibble. Hutchinson gives it back to Greaves in the centre circle. Now it's with Ncisa. Ncisa taking on and beating Ayew. Then he runs into Justin. His challenge sees the ball go to play on the far side.
Yeah, we just need to raise the game a little bit, put the goal behind us and start all over again, because we were doing well up until the goal.
Davis with a throw, and Cisse was beaten. Here come Leicester on the counter, running again centrally. Strong run this time by Sumare. Back to Ayew. Ayew to the left-hand side, and El Khanous. Silky first touch from him, but then he loses it with a second. Might regain it now, he has. Up against Hutchinson. Still has the ball. The Belgian tries to get Thomas in behind, but Tuanzebe was alert. Tuanzebe infield to Morsey. Morsey dragged down by El Canouse. Quickly taken free kick by the town skipper. Greaves bursting away from the edge of the Ipswich Town penalty area. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Leicester lead 1-0. You'll never guess who got the goal after 29 minutes. Jamie Vardy with his second chance of the afternoon. Here is Hurst up against Cody on halfway. Gives it out to the right-hand side, and Hutchinson. Town with plenty of the ball. Haven't troubled Stolarczyk for a while, though. Enciso in midfield finds a little gap to pass the ball to Greaves. Greaves carried it forward 10 yards. Davis on the left, his attempted cross closed down by McAteer, back defending behind right back.
I don't think that position suits Jack Clarke, you know, because Leif Davis is getting the width. We expect Jack Clarke to be more than anything else. If Jack Clarke's playing in that sort of inside forward sort of role when he's back to goal, it doesn't really suit him as much. It's better when he's facing up against a defender and running at him. He's getting a lot of his back to goal.
Alex Matthew with us this afternoon on BBC Radio Suffolk. Clarke running up to the edge of the Leicester box, out to the left-hand side. Davis, too much on that, couldn't control it. He's looked rusty, Clarke, so far in this game. Things haven't quite worked out for him. 8 minutes to go in the first half. As I said earlier on, there's been a history of late 1-1 scorelines in this fixture, so far it's following a similar pattern. Leicester, 9 years now since they had that phenomenal Premier League winning season, which came only 9 years after they were promoted from League One. It was their second season back in the top division.
I don't think we've won here, Ben, have we?
They've won here once, Boxing Day 2002. I've never seen an Ipswich Town win on this ground. No. Here is Greaves giving it to Kiyuste. It's all in the middle third from Town. Kiyuste's gone to the far side there, left Ipswich. Forward to Davis. Davis round the corner to Clarke with a number 47 on his back. Comes in field, gets clattered by Samare. Just a couple of feet away from the referee. Mr. Kitchen right on the spot. Chance for Ipswich Town. Was that at King Power, that 2002? Yeah, was it? First ever visit. Yeah, it was. But other than that, I remember a 6-0 here.
Oh yeah,
remember that. It was either Mick McCarthy's second or fourth game in charge.
I can remember my car broke down.
Your car broke down.
It was 5-0 before I got here.
I remember that afternoon. Yeah, your car broke down. You turned up at half-time, asked me the score. It's 5-0 Leicester.
What?
Yeah, it's 5-0 Leicester. Anyway, this afternoon, thankfully, it's just 1-0 Leicester. 38 minutes played. Free kick to Ipswich Town. 35 yards from goal off to our right. Davis, shielding his eyes from the sunshine, plays the ball into Stolarczyk's penalty area. Headed square by an Ipswich player. Cleared away by Vardy. 8 yards out. On the stretch, Tuanzebe gets it to Davis. Davis's header goes forward, though, to James. James's attempted clearance is closed down by Clarke. Enciso on the ball for Ipswich Town. Good play from him. Edge of the box, still Enciso. Skips away from another challenge. Enciso plays it square to Hutchinson on the right corner of the Leicester area. Gets inside the box, down the right channel, takes it to the byline. Lex knocked to cross, held up by a couple of players. Plays it back to Morsey. Morsey's first time cross looks a decent one. Up rises O'Shea. And it's come off a Leicester player. Town have won their first corner of the afternoon.
Yeah, good play again. Good play from Enciso initially, and then Mamari's done well to get the ball back to his captain. It's a good ball in. Hurst just couldn't get enough on it. Or was it Greaves? Good to get a goal now, Brenner.
Yeah, it would be ideal with just less than 6 minutes to go in this first half. The Leicester substitutes getting a warm round of applause as they jog off to our left-hand side. Their side leads 1-0 here at the King Power Stadium. Town have their first corner kick of the game. Clarke pulls it back to Enciso. Enciso just inside the box on his right foot, now outside the area. Rolls to the D and Kiyuste. He touches it back to Morsey. Morsey elects to go back to Palmer. That was the only option available. The goalkeeper pretty much on the halfway line now with the ball in all yellow. Slips it to his right-hand side, and Hutchinson trying to get the better of McAteer, who's come across this near side. O'Shea goes back to Palmer. And Palmer passes it out to Leif Davis, who'd come in field to try and get him involved in the game a little bit. Clarke Coming in from the far touchline, gets it to Morsey. Morsey's ball for Kiyuste was a bit short. Kiyuste's done very well to make something of it against AU. Kiyuste to Davis, good play. Davis gets to the byline inside the area. In comes his dink cross, brought down by Hutchinson. Oh, he's blazed it over from 12 yards. He seemed to have done the hard stuff. He'd got it under control and really should have found the back of the net, Amari.
Oh, he's got to hit a target. He really has. It's brilliant again from Leif Davis. It really is.
He's done well.
He's done fantastic, and he's cut it back. And Amari's first bit is brilliant. He's chested it down, set it up, and he's just not got his body over it. It's 2 good volleys that he should have hit the target with for Amari.
Davis has done well in this first half when he's been on the ball. He's looked back to his old self going forward anyway. Lovely ball in again. Most of Town's good things or threatening things from wide areas have come from him.
That should be one each, Brenner.
Should be. Yep. And Hutchinson knows it as well. He immediately dragged his shirt up over his face. He's had a couple of chances, both created by Davis in this first half. Hutchinson, that the easier of the two. Town, you've said all season, Town, one of their problems has been just not taking chances, and you're absolutely spot on. It's been highlighted again in this 41.5 minutes of football. Leicester are ahead. It's the difference when you've got somebody like Jamie Vardy on your side. When you get a chance, bang. Yeah, it's strange when he missed one earlier on, but wasn't going to happen twice. Starchik out to this left-hand side, chested down by Thomas. Back it goes to Farce, who in turn just opens up his side foot and finds Starchik.
I like Thomas. Thomas as a fullback. I think he's done very well, especially against the Mali. It's no easy feat, but going forward as well, he looks very comfortable. Another
poor kick from Starchik, and it goes near side for a Twanzebe throw-in. Twanzebe to Hutchinson. Hutchinson loses out to Thomas. It is a really good battle between those two. Yeah, he's a feisty little character. I like Thomas. Competitive. Just say it gets very tight. It's a free kick then to Ipswich Town. Local lad, made his debut at 19. Had some time at Sheffield United and Middlesbrough last season, so well versed in Championship football. Kiyuste to the halfway line, yet to play at that level. Forward to Enciso. Enciso skips away from McAteer, now going through the gears, takes a tumble. Surely he was impeded by McAteer. Yes, says the referee.
It looks lively, Enciso, doesn't it?
He does.
He's just very comfortable on the ball. He always looks as if he looks a threat all the time. He's going to try and create something. Doesn't always come off for him, but he does look very lively.
Yeah, fascinating to see where he features in terms of Brighton's plans this summer and going forward. Kieran McKenna just wandering around, hands in pockets inside his technical area. Again, his side is behind here at the King Power Stadium. Final 90 seconds of normal time at the end of this first half. Leif Davis on this free kick wide left. Plenty targets to hit along the 18-yard area off to our right-hand side in pink. See Greaves is up there, so too is Shea, Twanzebe, as well as obviously Hurst's in there as well. In comes the ball. Good delivery as well. Had to be dealt with, and it was nodded out behind by a Leicester defender with George Hurst, the closest pink shirt to it.
Yeah, another good ball in from Davis. He really has got his eye in today with his crosses.
Yeah, he's looked the part again today.
He's had a couple of weeks to practice.
Yeah, well, he's been reflecting and he's had that little break. He was saying that earlier on that might do him some good long term, but he's looked good this afternoon. Referee trying to sort something out in the penalty area off to our right. Let's hope it's not shades of last week against Brentford. That was a long drawn out affair before Sharda finally scored. This time he's speaking to Greaves and McAteer, I think. Certainly Jacob Greaves, the Ipswich Town player that's been dragged into the D off to our right. Well, we're heading towards added on time at the end of this first half. Can Ipswich Town get a leveller before the interval? It's Enciso on this corner kick off to our right. Looks a good ball into the middle, headed away by Thomas, not too far, still inside the Leicester City 18-yard area. Kiyuste with a header forward, came off the top of AU's head, touched on by El Kanous. Leicester now can break forward with McAteer to El Kanous. Vardy's up there as well. 1 minute of added on time to be played. Ball over the top, looks towards McAteer, but it's gone to Palmer. But there was a real threat there to Ipswich Town with Leicester on the counter-attack and flying forward.
Good goalkeeping from Palmer, read the situation, was well off his line, took the pressure off his team.
And Cisse running with the ball for Ipswich Town. Justin gets in the way, then plays it out to El Kanous in the right back area. Leicester 30 seconds away from a half-time lead here at the King Power Stadium, and Didi just flicks it off, and Cisse wins his side a bit of time wasting from that throw-in, and that's how play will resume. Another excellent away support, has to be said, following Ipswich Town for a game that means next to nothing in a ground that many of them will have been here last season and will be next season, so it's not like they're ticking off an Etihad, an Anfield or a Goodison this afternoon. They have been absolutely terrific, and like I said at the start, they get it, they're realistic. It's nowhere near the doom and gloom that greeted Town's last relegation or previous relegations. As half-time is signalled by Mr. Kitchen, Jamie Vardy with a smile on his face on the big screen off to our left-hand side, and well he might. He's the only goal scorer so far this afternoon, and it's 1-0 Leicester City, Alex Murphy.
Yeah, and for about 22 minutes we were the better side, Brenner, and then they've got the goal, probably against a runny play, bad mistake. Well, Jack Clark slipped, they can't do nothing about that, but Justin's ran all the way through the middle and the good ball, and Vardy's put it in the back of the net. But we've been very comfortable up until then. Never really looked a threat. We came into the game, but we've had 3 or 4 good opportunities, Brenner. We've got to take our chances, like I was saying earlier. If you don't take your chances in the Premiership, you're going to get punished, and that's what's happened. Jamie Vardy's a couple of two chances, and he's put one of them in the back of the net. Yeah, so a bit disappointing on the all-round. I think the manager will be disappointed with going 1-0 down.
And Leicester, a couple of occasions, just seemed to run through Ipswich Town, didn't they? AU did it not long after the goal. The run from Justin was followed up quickly by the one from AU, which has got to be a concern. Well,
they've done it 3 or 4 occasions. They've ran right through the heart of the defence. Nobody's got a challenge in, and we're just not getting near them. Too much pace. Either that, we're just... I don't know why we're not getting challenges in. We should be getting a tackle, but Kayuste and Morsey, they just ran right by them. The defenders have come out, but something to be looked at half time, definitely, because it's causing us a problem.
Hutchinson's had the best of the Town chances, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had 2 really good chances that you'd expect him to hit the target with, and they're not easy, but with his ability you'd expect him to. Hurst is at a header. He should have tried to glance at it. He should probably have put more on it. And then Leafs had a shot that's hit the post. But yeah, out of the chances, we probably created the best.
Leif Davis, you mentioned him there, just finally, he's been a bright spark, hasn't he, for Ipswich Town, some of the stuff he's done?
Yeah, Leif Davis has been great going forward. As I say, it's not really helped Clark though, because Clark's getting caught in a little bit of a no man's land when he's getting the ball, but Leif Davis definitely getting wide, getting good balls in, and Cecil's looking lively as well. And Amari, he's still getting there. I'm sure Amari will get one today if he keeps getting in there. Put his confidence up. And
surprise, Jamie Vardy got his 200th goal on his final and 500th appearance for the club.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm pleased that he scored. I would have liked him to score today, but obviously on an Ipswich Town win situation. But yeah, he deserves it. All the plaudits he gets, he really does. He's always getting in there. He's sharp. His run for the goal was fantastic. Centre forward play, and he'd say, just put me in, and he put him in, and there you go, a little side foot in the back of it, wrong foot of the goalkeeper.
Yep, he has had the first half that he was hoping for, Jamie Vardy. He's got a goal, and his Leicester City side lead this game against Ipswich Town by 1-0.
One of 5 games in the Premier League today. Everton 2, Southampton 0. A full-time score from the midday kick-off. Nottingham Forest now 2-0 up away at West Ham. 20 minutes to go in that one at the London Stadium. Morgan Gibbs-White in the first half. Nikola Milenkovic just a few minutes ago. Still playing in the first half at Brentford, and the home side have come from behind to lead Fulham by 2-1. Arsenal versus Newcastle is the 4:30 kick-off. Chelsea's women have completed a remarkable domestic treble, seeing off Manchester United 3-0 in their FA Cup final this afternoon. We'll hear from David Moyes during our half-time report in just a couple of minutes' time, plus one of the officials who was in action during the Women's FA Cup final today. F1 spoiler alert, I'll tell you who won the big race after this.
Wembley Stadium is England's sporting capital, and it was Sir Arthur Elvin who made it a legendary venue.
A man with whose name Wembley Stadium has become synonymous.
I'm Thordis Fredrickson, and I grew up being told Arthur was a famous relative. Now I'm delving into his extraordinary life.
He is a working class lad made good.
And exploring his 30 years running the country's greatest stadium, through its triumphs.
Elvin effectively rescues the International Olympic Committee.
And its controversies.
They had to strip her in front of the main grandstand.
The man who made Wembley. Listen to the complete series right now, only on BBC Sounds.
Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0, and our main feature on BBC Radio Suffolk this afternoon, second half on the way shortly. Max Verstappen has won the Emilia-Romagna Formula 1 Grand Prix this afternoon. Lando Norris passed his McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri to take second. Lewis Hamilton fourth for Ferrari. Piastri now leads Norris by 13 points in the overall standings, with Verstappen 9 points further back after his second win of the season. In tennis, Yannick Sinner plays Carlos Alcaraz today in the men's final of the Italian Open in Rome. Home favourite Jasmine Paolini won the women's event yesterday, beating Coco Gauff in 2 sets. And at golf's PGA Championship at Quail Hollow in North Carolina, world number 1 and 2-time major winner Scottie Scheffler leads by 3 shots heading into the final round of the tournament, which takes place tonight. Back to football. Everton marked their final Premier League match at Goodison Park earlier today with a 2-0 victory against Southampton amid emotional scenes at the 133-year-old stadium. Fans flocked to Goodison in their thousands hours before kick-off, packing the streets as they came to say a final farewell before the men's senior team moved to a new arena. Everton boss David Moyes spoke on the pitch at full time.
It was incredible. I have to say the reception from outside the stadium was just unbelievable. Within it, it was incredible. So to you all, it was fantastic. You're going to see the stadium out brilliantly well. Your support has been amazing today. It always has been. But now you have to bring it to the new one. That's the next part.
We'll get on to that in just a second. 2002, you walked out here for the first time. You looked so young. Do you remember it?
Well, the first time I came here was incredibly opportunist for me, because obviously I got the chance. Sir Philip Carter, Bill Kenwright gave me the chance to manage a great club. But David Unsworth at the other end got a goal for me after 18 seconds, which made a huge difference to me in my career. But we had unbelievable times here over the years, and we need to start rebuilding again. This club to me felt like one which was a big family, looked broken, felt broken, doesn't feel like that anymore.
So much history, as we talked about. It's apt that we're underneath the Howard Kendall stand here. He would have loved today for sure. So much history with this club, but as you say now, it's about the future, moving forward. Can you bottle this atmosphere and take it with you down the River Mersey?
Yeah, and I actually hope, I hope the owners are recognising what they're seeing today as well, because this is to be built up, rebuilt, brought back, get us back to where we all belong and where we believe we should be. There's 100 great players here today who played at some great games here, been with some great teams. We have to now try and make that happen again here.
You have touched on this, and sorry if you're repeating yourself, but how will you remember Goodison Park? How will you remember the grand old lady?
Well, Goodison Park will always be remembered for one thing: the people. The people at the club make it. You always have done. You'll have the chance to make it for the next stadium. We need every one of you there, same as today. First game of the season next year, need you all at it right away to help us.
David Moyes speaking after Everton 2, Southampton 0 earlier today at the Everton men's team's final ever match at Goodison Park. I mentioned Chelsea's women have completed a domestic treble today with victory over Manchester United in their FA Cup final at Wembley. Sandy Baltimore opened the scoring with a penalty on the stroke of half-time, got a second and Chelsea's third in the 91st minute after Caterina Macario made it 2-0 on 84. I will have reaction from Wembley, I'm sure, later in the programme. The day itself has been quite some occasion for Suffolk's Isabel Chaplin. The 24-year-old who lives near Hadley was assistant referee today. This appointment, the latest accolade to come her way. In January of this year, Isabel was added to the 2025 FIFA International Assistant Referee list. I asked her when she first heard news that she'd be involved at Wembley today and how that made her feel.
So I got the news about 2.5 weeks ago. A phone call Monday lunchtime, kind of
not something you expect on a Monday lunchtime, to be honest. But it's really exciting. Don't really know how to reply to the statement that you've been appointed to as an assistant referee on the Women's FA Cup final. But kind of immense pride and just excitement. Really looking forward to the day and the whole occasion.
Yeah, amazing occasion, obviously. Will this be your first time, Izzy, officiating at Wembley?
Yes, yeah, it will be. Watched a couple of games at Wembley as a fan for both the England men's and women's teams, but first time officiating and really, really looking forward to it. Obviously, a completely different ground to any that I've ever been in or officiated in, so it'll be a whole new experience, and really looking forward to it.
So this will be the biggest occasion then, the biggest game you've officiated on up to this point, I imagine. Up until this weekend, what has been the biggest game?
I think before this weekend, there's a few. My first international games certainly have got to be up there. The whole experience around the tournament and the feel and learning new skills and how international games work have definitely got to be up there. So yeah, I think this will comfortably be the biggest game of my career, and yeah, hoping it lives up to those expectations.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. When did your journey in refereeing start?
Just under 10 years ago. I started as a 14-year-old. I was completing my Bronze Duke of Edinburgh award, and I used refereeing as the skill element of the award, alongside coaching and playing for the volunteering and the physical aspect. So initially, it wasn't to start to end up at Wembley, but it started quite well, and since then it's only grown, and really, really grateful for the opportunities that it's brought and the experiences that I've had within refereeing.
Wow, so 10 years. Tell us a little bit about how much you do enjoy it. I guess you have to enjoy it, don't you, to be doing it that long?
Absolutely, and I do thoroughly enjoy it. Obviously, it has its challenges. However, the good more than outweigh the bad, and it's all aspects of the game and everything around it. I think working in a team, and with lots of new people, developing life skills and being able to have so many new experiences within it, I thoroughly enjoy it, and would suggest anyone thinking about it to just give it a go.
Yeah, you must have learned so much and gained so much from I guess, I mean, every game's different as well. There's so many different experiences, and you touch on some of the life skills you can acquire doing something like this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a big part of why I started. I didn't really, aside from playing and coaching, I'd never really thought about refereeing. But once you start, the skills you learn as a 14-year-old, having to talk to and make connections with adults, with players, with coaches, on a completely different scale to how I had before. I think you don't quite appreciate that before you start, but the skills of communication, teamwork, that I've got now and continue to develop as I continue refereeing, are second to none, and very grateful that kind of they've developed with me as I've continued refereeing.
You said earlier as well that when you started out at 14 on this refereeing journey, it wasn't necessarily with the overall aim of getting to Wembley Stadium, but that is where you are this weekend, and to work on a game of this magnitude as well. It's no doubt, I would have thought, going to make you keen to officiate on other big occasions.
Absolutely, I think this will definitely be the biggest game of my career to date, and I'm hoping that's kind of the start, as it were. I'm hoping that we're going to thoroughly enjoy the day, and just make me keen to continue and to kind of bounce on from there. I think big occasions are what everyone strives to achieve, and a cup final is the pinnacle of the domestic competition. So really looking forward to the opportunity, and hoping that it's going to be a brilliant game of football, and we can all enjoy the whole experience.
Isabel Chaplin speaking to me ahead of her appearance at Wembley today for that Women's FA Cup final, won by Chelsea 3-0 over Manchester United. In the Premier League, Everton 2, Southampton 0, a full-time score. Nottingham Forest 2-0 up at West Ham. Brentford 2-1 up at Fulham. Half-time whistle's gone there. Second half going to get underway very shortly at the King Power Stadium. Ipswich Town trailing 1-0 at Leicester. The second half is next.
Right, Ryland, we're listing the top 10 reasons to listen to Pop Top 10. Let's go. Well, 1, it's got Ryland.
2, it's got Scott Mills. And we've got some brilliant guests lined up for the new series. It's a goldmine for glorious nostalgia and unforgettable pop culture moments.
There's passionate debate, and we're not afraid to tackle the big topics, like who's the best soap star turned singer. And of course, there's absolutely iconic music. There's 10... all right, 9 reasons to listen.
Oh, who said being able to count was a required skill for presenting these days?
Pop Top 10. Listen only on BBC Sounds.
Just gone 4 o'clock. You're with Matchday on BBC Radio Suffolk. Let's get back to the King Power Stadium and rejoin Alex Matthey and Brenna Woolley with Ipswich Town trailing Leicester City 1-0.
Yeah, just 10 seconds into the second half. The ball out of play near side for a throw-in to Leicester, which is going to be taken by Justin. No changes at half-time, and nor were there any during that first half. Town in all pink against the all-blue of Leicester City. Leicester lead 1-0 because of Jamie Vardy's 10th of the season. He's 200th in a Leicester shirt overall. When there's a break and play, I'll give you those two teams if you weren't with us in the first half. Town with 4 changes from the Brentford side. A couple of them combining now. Kiyuste and Clark. Kiyuste back on the ball, trying to barge his way through a couple of challenges. He did well. Clark's brought down late by McAteer. It's going to be the first yellow card of the afternoon. He was just about to get out away from him. Had to make the challenge, McAteer. So Town have got Palmer in goal. There's Twanzebe, O'Shea, Greaves and Davis, Morsey and Kiyuste, Hutchinson and Ciso and Clark, and then Hurst up top. Walton, Taylor, Chaplin, Delap, Johnson, Wolfenden, Godfrey, Luongo and Broadhead make up the bench. I'll give you the Leicester team in a minute. Davis with a good looking ball into the centre for Hurst. He didn't go for it like he should have done. I think that was a real opportunity. Ipswich rebuild on the right hand side with Enciso. The box off to our left. In comes his left footer, headed away by Farce. So Sun comes out again at the King Power Stadium. Town looking a bit lively early in the second half. Hutchinson on the far touchline, forward to the overlapping Twanzebe, gets the byline inside the area, just nudged off the ball effectively by Samare. That's a goal kick to Leicester. Their team is Stolarczyk in goal, then it's Justin, Cody, Farce and Thomas are their back four, and Didi alongside Sumari in midfield. That's the three of McAteer on a caution, Elkanus and Ayew playing just in behind Vardy, who's the striker. Up on the bench, Everson, Akoli, Monga, Dakar, Evans, Buonanotte, Ricardo, Skip and Christensen. What do you make of that ball in from Davis?
I thought it was a fantastic ball.
I did.
I really did. I thought Hurst was going to fling himself at it. He just must have been wrong-footed. He couldn't get on it, but a great ball in from Davis again.
O'Shea wins an unchallenged header at the back, just too high for Clark out near side as Kieran McKenna applauds. Throw in for Justin, who created the only goal so far. You're listening to full match commentary live on BBC Radio Suffolk of Ipswich Town's penultimate away game of the season. They wrap things up at home to West Ham, 4 o'clock next Sunday. Obviously all Premier League games kick off at 4 next weekend. Forward from Cody, Greaves wins it in the air, it's just above Vardy. Samare back to Justin. Afterwards your thoughts very welcome. Phone number 0800 141 2121 to speak to Graham and Alex. Text 81333, start those SFK. Also start your WhatsApps SFK to 08000 321 333. And the Blue Hour returns with me tomorrow night between 6 and 7. You can email me your thoughts ahead of that one, Brenner at bbc.co.uk. Look forward to chatting to you tomorrow night off the back of this game. We were just talking at half-time. You've not seen Town win this season, Alex, have you? I'd forgotten that.
I've seen them win. I don't think I've seen 1 point. I think they've won against Everton. Saying that, it has been a few tough matches. I've been to Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester City, Manchester United. So
you'll be on right next year when it's Preston and Blackburn and Stoke, Wrexham. Come to the Hollywood game.
Yeah.
We'll see some victories next year. Here is Ayew running forward with the ball for Leicester, trying to get the second goal of the afternoon to McAteer on the right. He gives it back to Ndidi, holding things together in midfield. Justin down the right to Ayew. Back it goes to Justin. First time good ball in, headed away by Greaves. Enciso gets there ahead of Thomas. Enciso sprinting up the far touchline. The Ipswich Town right runs into Fars, who just steps in there and took it away from him so coolly. Very calmly defended there by the Belgian. And now a few short passes in midfield. Leicester players ping it around. Samare, Ndidi and El Canouse involved. Now at centre half it's Connor Cody. We'll hear from Kieran McKenna and an Ipswich Town player before we're off air at 6 o'clock this afternoon as well. Cody to Farce. Town still looking for their first clean sheet of the calendar year. One in their last 33 games now. That one at home to Chelsea. As Stolarczyk to the edge of his area gives it to Cody, who goes back to Stolarczyk. Poor kick again from the pole, allowed Hutchinson to win the header, but then El Canouse got in it ahead of Morsey. El Canouse gives it to Hutchinson. Hutchinson for Ipswich, comes in field, gets away from Haas, gives it Farce. Kiyuste, poor pass from Kiyuste. Clark makes something of it. Well done, Clark. Still has the ball for Ipswich in the centre of the Leicester City half of the field. Morsey guides a diagonal pass out to the right. Far touchline, Tuanzebe coming in field to the edge of the box. Tuanzebe then gives it back to Morsey. Back he goes to the right hand side, this time to Enciso. One-on-one with Thomas. Enciso inside the area, left-footed shoots. It's on target, but it's an easy save as he goes down on his knees to gather Stolarczyk.
Yeah, again, I mean, Leif Davis is on all day out in this left-hand wing. Just clip it to the back post. He might get a volley at the back post where he scored that wonderful volley this season.
He did.
Because he's the out ball all the time and we're not finding him.
Would have been a serious contender for goal of the season, but for Enciso's thunderbolt against Everton. That was a really, really good goal from Leif Davis back in the late autumn. Here is Sumare to Justin.
I would have gave it to Leif Davis for just the technique alone.
Even now?
Yeah, even now, even on
terrible kick again from Stolarczyk. Hutchinson's onto it for Ipswich inside the area. Still Hutchinson gets away from Haas. Hutchinson hasn't shot just yet. Eventually gives it to Clark. Clark plays it against the defender Justin. And Enciso back to goal, edge of the area, tries to make something of it. He can't, and eventually it's cleared away. But again, another chance goes begging for Ipswich Town. Clark trying to give it in field to Davis, blocked off by a Leicester player. They've had chances, Ipswich Town, in this game.
Yeah, wrong decision for me on Amari. His captain's made a great run on the outside. He just needs to slip him, and Morsey got a shot at goal. I thought I should have just slipped him in. Just to define these decisions are fine lines in the Premiership. Well, at any level, to be fair. Making the right decisions, the right choices at the right time win you games.
A foul throw, I think, has been flagged up against Davis. 1 foot on the field of play, I think, is a signal.
It's the first thing he's done wrong today.
Yeah, they've had so many chances. I think back to one Clark had earlier on when he should have hit it earlier than he did. There have been other opportunities for Town in this game that they have wasted. And they find themselves 1-0 down to Leicester. 52 minutes gone, live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Jamie Vardy with the only goal. He'll go off to a phenomenal reception at some stage in this second half, one would have thought. He won't play the 90. He'll be afforded that celebration. Kiyuste in field, straight to Samare. Samare to El Canouse, lets it run to Thomas. Leicester on the break. Thomas falls, but chips the ball up in the air. Cleared away by O'Shea. Thomas gets there ahead of Hutchinson, but takes it out of play for a throw as Delap and Chaplin go up for a jog underneath us.
To be fair, Brian, if you look at this, if you won games on chances, this game should be dead and buried.
Yeah, sadly it's on goals. There's Morsey to Tuanzebe, but you're right, I mean, goodness me. Morsey gets away from Vardy. Morsey up to Hutchinson. Hutchinson running with the ball, clipped by Thomas. The referee says no, play on. Cody brings it away for Leicester. El Canouse plays it in behind for Ayew. Cross goes Greaves. Ayew will get there first, wide left outside the Ipswich area. Needs support. The Ghanaian goes back to El Canouse on that left-hand side up against Tuanzebe. El Canouse comes in field, gets the better of Tuanzebe's. Cross goes off the back of Greaves, then Tuanzebe brings it down for Hutchinson. And now it's with Enciso. who loves to run with the ball. Here he goes again into the centre of the field. It's been a really good run. He's travelled a heck of a distance. Excellent play from Enciso. He finds Clark on the left-hand side. What can he do? Town looking for an equaliser. Clark in field, gets into the D. The ball bobbles around. Enciso hits it, but pulls it wide from, 25 yards.
It's got to slip it.
You were lost for words. I'm just looking at you.
I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, well, no wonder Amari's cross with him. He's on, he's 25 yards, he's off balance. Just slip it wide to Amari. It's all 25-yard shots. We've got to try to score wonder goals. Like, he just needs to slip it wide and then.
Yeah, he's a bit like that, isn't he? 10 minutes into the second half. Still Leicester who lead 1-0. Greaves up above. AU wins the header. Hurst, hasn't mentioned his name that often at all in this game. George Hurst been very quiet. Kieran McKenna jogs out of his technical area, hands the ball back to Davis. Morsey wants the ball up the halfway line. Back it goes to Greaves. No Cameron Burgess, incidentally, in the Ipswich Town 20 this afternoon. There's been lots of talk about his future over the summer. Morsey to Kiyuste. Kiyuste gets a little bit of good fortune, then plays that to the left to Davis. Davis has to wait for the ball. Now he has it. Cutting in field. Goes square to Enciso. Enciso thought about the shot. Closed down by El Canouse. Of course he did. Samare back to Cody on the centre spot. He goes square to Justin. Justin's clearance up towards AU. Greaves wins a good header. Kiyuste should get on the ball ahead of Justin. He does. He gets it to the left-hand side, and Clark, the referee's played an advantage. Kiyuste was fouled. Clark still has the ball. Gives it back to Morsey. 30 yards out. He goes square to Twanzebe. Now on the right-hand side, just inside the boxes, Hutchinson. Town looking for an equaliser inside the Leicester penalty area. Hutchinson still has the ball. Davis made a run. Hutchinson's ignored him so far. He's given it to Twanzebe. The blue shirts are all back in number. In from Hutchinson. The header was from Kiyuste on the edge of the 6-yard area, just stretching too much and couldn't direct it on target.
Yeah, he's unlucky. He just had to move his feet another couple of yards. He was just over his head. But again, it's a decent ball in from Amari. But I'm getting frustrated watching it because there's some great opportunities. We're getting ourselves in some really good attacking formations, and we're not making the right choice when we get to it. The final pass is either somebody's been too greedy, or they're trying to try out the wonder goal, or they're trying to do something difficult when the simple pass is on. We just need to make the right choices in the last third and we'll get a goal, but we're not doing that just now.
Nice to hear the Town fans chanting there. We've got Super Kieran McKenna song. Still correctly and understandably has the backing of 90-odd% of Ipswich Town. It's about high 90-odd%. It's got to be. Here is Morsey getting in between the two centre halves, gives it to one O'Shea. O'Shea goes long, easy for Cody to read and deal with. Decent pair at the back, Cody and Farce. Back the ball goes to Farce. Leicester fans unhappy that Samare did that. Skip is warming up at the moment. Jeffrey Van Nistelrooy is thinking of a change. Delap desperately keen to get in the eye of Kieran McKenna. Vigorously warming up near side. McAteer eased off the ball by the shoulder of Davis. But there is going to be a change from the Leicester bench by the looks of things. It might be the youngster Monga, who's doing his GCSEs at the moment. 15-year-old. Yet to start a Premier League game. I wonder if that'll come at Bournemouth next week when there'll be no Jamie Vardy. Let's remember his final appearance altogether for Leicester City. And at this stage, he scored the only goal that we've seen. Free kick Leicester. I would like to see Monga at the back. Cody swipes it to his left. Farce forward on the far side to Thomas. Kieran McKenna's thoughts to come after full time. Not a whole heap happening in this game at the moment. Farce drills a diagonal, which Davis heads away. AU's going to go after it. Gets onto it before Clark. AU. He's 33 now. Been around the block. Still has something to offer. Justin to Ndidi. Ndidi to Samare. Leicester, little flick on from AU. Tried to get it into the path of McAteer. Leicester win it back. Signs maybe they're going to try and get a killer second goal. Thomas attempts to cross off of Hutchinson. Came back off Thomas for me. The referee agrees it's a throw to Ipswich.
Yeah. Leicester getting a little bit of passage of play now, they're getting involved, but again we've looked comfortable at the back. It'd be nice to see the young 15-year-old come on, see what he's got. Who's bringing him on? Is he a striker?
Wide player for the most part. Good look with some big clubs. Top end of the Premier League. Leicester fans understandably very excited about him. Kayuste to Clark, into the path of Davis. This could be promising for Ipswich Town coming forward in pink. Davis holds the ball up. Kayuste goes on an overlap into the centre of midfield. It's now with Clark, skips away from AU. Now 9 blue shirts are back for Leicester. Clark to Kayuste inside the area, left of centre. Kayuste's crossing in the middle to Enciso, turns, hits, blocked by Farce. Another chance for Ipswich Town though. There is AU. AU trying to roll away from Greaves, got the better of him, gets up to the halfway line. Greaves is still there. AU holds him off. AU's done very well. Still has the ball, forced to go back all the way back to his centre half. But his side lead 1-0, so he won't be too bothered.
Yeah, did well there, AU. It's another chance for Ipswich Town again. Chances.
You can see why Leicester are down there, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious me.
Which is honestly the opportunities we could have had today. There's another one.
The goalkeeper's closed down by Enciso. Enciso into the middle when the goalkeeper hadn't got back. He's not impressed me at all with his fit Stellaci. That was awful. The chance for Enciso, the ball wouldn't quite sit down for him. He got actually goal side of the goalkeeper, but it was trickier than that sounds, and he just couldn't get it back across the face of goal and into the net. Play continues. Leicester a whisker away from conceding, and now on the attack. McAteer hits it into the middle but straight at Palmer. We are going to see Monga, he's coming on, so to the far more experienced Ricardo, back from injury for what they're both going to play the final half hour of this match, as Town played out from the back. Another half chance at best has gone begging there for Ipswich Town, but they can get at this goalkeeper, or be alert to this goalkeeper's poor footwork.
Yeah, he was unlucky there, so he really was. I mean, because the spin on the ball, he just tried to get a challenge on it and it never worked out. So very unlucky for Enciso there. Made it himself by closing the goalkeeper down.
Here is Ndidi into Sumari in the centre circle, short to Thomas. Thomas now in towards goal, but across will come O'Shea. The pass was actually from El Canoes to Thomas. Hutchinson burning down the far side of the field. Good run from him. Infield to Twanzebe. Morsey inside the centre circle. Out to the left, he picks out Clark. Clark's on the ball wide left for Ipswich Town. 1-0 Leicester lead. Into the boxes. Kayuste with a chance. Kayuste shoots, blocked off. Oh, you can see why this Leicester side's been losing games. Goodness me, the chances, the openings they've given this Ipswich Town team. Out to the left, El Canoes, but still Leicester lead because Town can't put the ball in the net. El Canoes up against Twanzebe. Plays it square, shot from McAteer. It's on target, but Palmer you'd expect to make the stop, and he does, down to his left-hand side.
Yeah, we just need to do better with our decision making in the last third. It really is. I mean, that's another half chance there, Brenner.
It's the most chances they've had in any game this season, I think. It's no exaggeration to say that.
No.
Here is Enciso. You'll fancy them to get more. Enciso gets away from Farce. Enciso to the right-hand side. Good play. Hutchinson has Hurst in the middle. Hutchinson now inside the Leicester area. Still Amari Hutchinson. Shoots, blocked. Goes back to the goalkeeper Stellaci. I can't believe Town aren't going to score in this game.
But Amari's got to square it there. He's just got to square it back to Clark or Hurst. He can't be shooting there. He's just got to square it. It's always going to be blocked.
If you're a Leicester fan, you're just waiting for your team to concede at the moment, and just overall, let's see what changes Van Nistelrooy's going to make. So Town's second bottom of the championship table, heading towards the lowest ever points tally, the worst league season in history. Greaves with a header down, only to McAteer. Vardy wants it in the box. McAteer still has it, picks his spot. Good save from Palmer. Really good save off to his right-hand side. Most people in there thought that McAteer had scored.
Again, I thought it hit the post. Was an actual save. If it's a save, it's a great save. I thought it hit the post.
Might well have done. Let's have a little look. We've seen a replay. Here come the changes. Yeah, post it was. Well spotted. He was aiming for that far corner. Off goes Justin. On will come Ricardo. Like for like, although Ricardo played a bit in midfield last season, but it was more to do with Maresca's system. And the other change is AU is going off to be replaced by, as I say, the 15-year-old Jeremy Monga.
Well, I think Justin and Ayew have a really good game, the two of them.
Yeah.
So I'm quite glad they're going off. But Ipswich Town, this game is there for the taking, Brennan. It really is.
Both sides of it. Yeah, both sides of it. Exactly the same post now. Davis in the first half, and then McAteer when Vardy was desperate for the ball to be slipped through to him. Still just the one goal that we've seen in this game. Fair bit of action though in both penalty areas, particularly in Leicester City's. The Town, through as Alex was saying, just some bad decision making and just poor finishing on other occasions. Haven't been able to scrub out the Leicester clean sheet as Morsey goes into the back of Thomas.
As you were saying, Brennan, I don't think I've seen us create so many chances or so many opportunities in a long time.
Certainly not in a Premier League game this season. Free kick far side to Leicester. The Town sub still Luke on from the corner flag off to our left. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Leicester still lead this game 1-0.
If I was the manager just now, I would be taking the three of them off. The three front three off and put a brand new front three off and see what we can do. Just change it, just for a change.
El Khanous plays the ball into the Ipswich area, headed down and out behind by McAteer. Where are you on the why doesn't he play Delap and Hurst together debate? Both John Walk and Mick Mills would like to have seen it at various stages.
I would like to have seen it myself. Even two up front.
Well, that's it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No matter who it is. But yeah, he plays in Cecil there. I don't see why Delap and Hurst can't play together. So, do you know what I mean? Play the two of them together.
It's a bit different, I agree.
Yeah. Both aerial threats. Both good on the ball at their feet as well. So, yeah, I don't see why not.
Rigidly sticks to this way. O'Shea to Greaves.
We might yet see it today. We might see Cecil come off and Delap go on. With Hurst. Doubt it though.
I'm not holding my breath. Davis throws the ball up towards Hurst, who's had a very, very subdued afternoon, George Hurst. It's that one-headed opportunity. El Khanous floats the ball to the left-hand side, taken down on the right thigh by Monga. Monga's won it. Exciting stuff from him, trying to get away from Twanzebe. He says, no, you're not going to do that. He's got the number 93 on his back. Jerry Monga, of course he has. Not allowed because of his age to have any Gamblers sponsorship name on the front of his jersey. That's nice and old school, playing just with the Leicester badge. But he's playing wide left on the far side of the field for Leicester. Morsey knocks it up towards Hurst. Hurst's got away from Cody inside the area. George Hurst with a chance, saved by Stalacic. Couldn't have done a great deal more. He made it himself, Hurst. Cleared away by Thomas off of Hutchinson.
On that occasion, there's nothing else George Hurst could do there. He couldn't pick anything else up because he's away through. He's got to have a shot at goal because he's made it himself. He's done well. Keeper's done well. Good shot stop. But honestly, this game's there for him. It really is. Leicester are waiting to get beat.
Yeah, they are like that. Yeah, fair play, Hurst. Yeah, credit Stalacic. Thomas has taken a fair old while over this throw-in. Getting a bit of grief from the Town fans just behind him. Throws the ball down the far side. Vardy nods it down. And Cecil will be spin on the ball. Can he come to anything? Now Town might be troubled. McAteer on the ball. Vardy's making a run up against Greaves. Edge of the Ipswich area. Tries a little back heel in field towards McAteer. Greaves, though, blocked it off. Gives it to Clark. Clark trying to find Kayuste. Poor pass from Clark. Easy for Sumare to intercept on BBC Radio Suffolk. 1-0. Leicester City lead with a quarter of this game to go. It's a 23rd defeat of the season. Town will have more defeats than points if things stay as they are. Here is Cody.
Honestly, Ben, I reckon if he makes some changes now with the front three, I think we'll get back into this game. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do, because Leicester are waiting to get beat.
Farce. Square to Cody. Will Delap, Chaplin and Broadhead are all heading back to, yeah, they're going to come on. He's heard you, Alex. Wide on the left-hand side. Monga up against Hutchinson. Infield from Thomas to Sumare. Picks out a clever little run from El Khanous. Then to Ndidi into the area to McAteer. Good play from Leicester. That's their second goal. slammed into the net from an acute angle, beaten on his near post. There will be a question mark about Alex Palmer, who still has his face planted in the turf off to our right-hand side. But it now looks like Leicester City are rounding off their home campaign in the Premier League with a victory. 24 minutes gone in the second half. It looks like being yet another defeat for Ipswich Town in this most miserable of seasons. Leicester lead 2-0.
That just sums up the season for me, Brenner. It really does. They've had all the play in town, they've created all the chances. Leicester have gone up the park, one chance, and it's a half chance for me. The goalkeeper can't get beat from there. It's power. He's got to protect his near post. He's went down far too early. The keeper's got to save. Keeper's got to save that.
Yeah, he'll be critical of himself. He'll be honest about that, Palmer.
It's a good strike, but wow, it's right in the near post.
Here we go, the change is too late. Well, yeah. I say that, I still wouldn't rule out a 2-2 here, the way that Leicester have been playing. It's going to be a quadruple change. Taylor has been added to the attacking trio of Chaplin, Delap and Broadhead.
5 minutes too late for me.
Yeah. But as I say, get one in the next 10, the way that Leicester have been playing, it wouldn't rule it out. Well, it's certainly not going to be a fourth 1-1 anyway, sadly, between these two sides. So, yeah, we're not going to get the Hurst and Delap double act. It's Delap for Hurst. Hurst goes off shaking his head, frustrated with his afternoon.
He never had the service. Nobody passed him. No. Nobody passed him. He got himself so many good opportunities, but Ciso never slipped him in. O'Malley never slipped him in. I mean, you need service if you're a centre forward. Clark goes off to be replaced by Broadhead. Chaplin for Enciso. Yeah, that is going to be made. And then Taylor for Kayuste, one would have thought. Another... I mean, I like Clark. I think Clark could be a terrific player next season. I think he should have been starting games recently, but hasn't really done enough this afternoon. Clark, sadly, as he comes off. And it's going to be Chaplin who gets the ball rolling again for Ipswich Town. 2-0 behind at Leicester. I just think that four that came off, they played a lot as individuals. They never played together.
Yeah, that's a good summary. Far side, the Ipswich right. Hutchinson, he had two good chances in the first half. Great run from Hutchinson, pulled down by Thomas. That's going to be a yellow card. Certainly a free kick. Horsey's gone towards the referee. So too Chaplin.
Was that his second yellow?
No.
Oh, was it the
wishful thinking. The referee.
He's not even giving a yellow.
His little spot. No, that's he might still do it. He's doing his paintwork first. No, you might get away with it here, I think, Thomas. He has. I think that should have been a yellow card. Anyway, it's a free kick to Ipswich Town.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
In a position wide right, like just no more than a foot really away from the byline. It's effectively like a short corner Ipswich Town are about to take. Leif Davis is on the ball.
Score now, you're right back.
Absolutely. 18 minutes to go at the King Power Stadium. Leicester lead 2-0, but if Ipswich Town score now from this free kick, this short corner free kick, well, you never know. They could not only go in and get a draw, but even more perhaps. This Leicester team's not good. And it comes from Davis. Shot closed down from O'Shea. Chaplin hits, blocked off again. Chaplin has another go, more of an air shot. McAteer on towards Monga. Morsey has to make the challenge, and does. There was no way the youngster was going to skip away from him. Had he done, it was Monga and Vardy away from the halfway line, 2-on-1 against Palmer. So every chance it would have been 3-0, but Morsey was there in good time, and out the ball goes for a throw. It's going to be taken by Thomas of Leicester City. Very disappointing the way that Ipswich Town season just looks like fizzling out. When we looked at those remaining, or those last four fixtures or so at the start of the season, well, that's not too bad. Everton, Brentford, Leicester, West Ham. Leicester on the attack. Monga chested down towards the edge of the area, almost gets in the box, just crowded out by four pink shirts. Yet to score his first Premier League goal, Monga. Quite some occasion to do it. Jamie Vardy scoring the first goal of this game. Monga, the next generation of potential Leicester stars. Here is Davis on this left-hand side, infield to Taylor. Taylor's attempted touch pass forwards cut out. Leicester have it in the centre of the field with Samare just crossing halfway. Now with Farce. Well, we know we'll be here next season. How the league table will look when these two sides meet for the second time next season, whether they both will be up there having a crack at an immediate return to the Premier League. Back it goes to Cody, and how many of these players down there will be featuring? I remember changing one with thought from Town's starting lineup. Back to halfway, and Farce in towards Samare. Chaplin closed them down. Samari out to the right-hand side, and McAteer, the man who's made it 2-0 in the second half. 16 minutes to go. Ricardo. Thomas along the deck to Monga. Seen plenty of the ball. Monga goes back to El Kanous. Here is Monga once again. El Kanous stands on the ball up against Hutchinson. Rolls it back. And Leicester City have the ball on the halfway line. Down the line from Thomas, and there's a foul on the far side of Monga by Twanzebe. Monga has the ball wide left outside the Ipswich area. Leicester looking for a third goal. El Kanous knocks his cross off the first defender, which is Morsey. It's first corner kick in the second half, and it's gone the way of Leicester City.
Yeah, they've just seen the game out now. They're just comfortable. That second goal's killed it, isn't it?
Well, if this team beat Ipswich Town 3-0, this would be an awful result, wouldn't it? If Leicester were to get another goal, 2-0's bad enough. In my word.
First time I've been disappointed watching them this season.
Leicester play the corner kick short to Monga. Seen lots of the ball since he came on. In comes his cross, caught by Palmer. Just checks who's round about him. I wonder when Jamie Vardy's going to get his big send-off. He's still out there. I don't know if he's touched the ball in the second half. Barely. Davis, long, over the top to an offside Delap. Lifts it beyond Stelarczyk. He'll be more than happy to waste a bit of time with Delap doing that. He's in no great rush to go back and retrieve the ball from the back of his net, is Stelarczyk.
He looked a couple of yards off.
So, Ipswich Town have failed to get anything from the 4 games. Oh, sorry, failed to get a win, should I say, from the 4 games against Southampton and Leicester this season.
And you've got to beat these teams if you're going to get any.
That's the thing. Yeah. If you're going to stay up at any level, you've got to get a decent share, a number of points from the teams that you go up with. They got the draw against Leicester, the draw at Southampton, but apart from that, they've also lost to both sides, or lost to Southampton and are losing by 2 to Leicester. Ricardo, intricate stuff by Leicester until Twanzebe stepped in. Wasn't having any of that. Morsey in the centre of the field, gives it to Greaves. There is Taylor. Taylor out to the right, and Hutchinson. Hutchinson up against Monga. Glides away from him. Good run this from Hutchinson. Is there an end product? Ball into the box. Chance for Broadhead. It's gone wide.
That's another one. That's another good chance, isn't it? It really is. It came off his heel.
Yeah, he didn't hit it as cleanly as he wished to.
It's spun. Oh, that's a chance.
Very similar chance to the one that Eze won the FA Cup final with yesterday, wasn't it? It was like the Munoz ball in, and then Eze's finish was better than Broadhead's, who has just come on and barely touched the ball, but very similar, that effort. Or possibility. Leicester have the ball inside their penalty area, out to the right with Farce. Farce then to Stelarczyk. Stelarczyk will be closed down by Delap. Cleared the ball up towards Monga. Twanzebe wins it, as you'd expect him to. Leicester, though, with Cody, bring it down. We can go back to Graham for goal news.
Forest have won at West Ham 2-1. Fulham have scored 2 late goals at Brentford to lead 3-2.
Exciting game in London. Patson Daka is about to come on for Leicester City. Zambian, cost best part of £23 million, been there a few seasons. He'll come on for Jamie Vardy almost certainly, and Jake Evans, the 16-year-old from the Leicester City bench, is about to come on. Ball intercepted by Ricardo, easily read, skips away from Taylor, infield, gives it to the busy El Khanous gets it back from Samari, trying to get Vardy in, just occupying a position between Tuanzebe and O'Shea. Vardy, so clever, so intelligent with the positions he picks up and the runs that he makes. Just sort of watching his work off the ball, particularly in the first half. It's a real education for any young striker.
He's been their best player for me, El Khanous.
Yeah.
He has. He's gone on the ball, he looks as if he created, he's put his tackles in, he's worked hard for the team, he's been their best player.
McAteer goes off to be replaced by Jake Evans. And the other change is indeed Jamie Vardy going off to be replaced by Patson Dakar. Standing ovation for Jamie Vardy as he applauds all four sides of the King Power Stadium. His 500th and final appearance for Leicester City ends here at the King Power Stadium. There's a guard of honour the Leicester players have formed for him down below, seen as the greatest player in Leicester City's history. Bought for £1 million from Fleetwood and has come here and has won the Premier League, the FA Cup and played in the Champions League quarter-final. There is really no argument over his status amongst Fox's fans, and he's had his moment in the sunshine as Thank You Vards pops up on either giant screen at both ends of the King Power Stadium as his side lead 2-0. But my word, Town have had some chances in this game. That is the story of this match. Greaves to Broadhead. Broadhead held up, gets it back to Greaves. Now it's with Palmer, beaten at the near post for that killer second half goal. Final 10 minutes of Ipswich Town's away season. Tuanzebe towards Chaplin, ball out far side. Chaplin with a throw down the far touchline to Hutchinson. Hutchinson up against Cody. Cody gets the better of him. Thomas drills the ball down the line to Monga. Little trick. Got the better of Tuanzebe, but Dakar couldn't do anything with it under pressure from O'Shea. And yeah, get in touch afterwards, 0800 141 2121's the phone number, or you can text 81333, start those messages SFK, or WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Stolacic out to Farce. Farce up towards El Khanous. Skips away from Taylor. Still on the ball, El Khanous. Does well to float it to the left-hand side. Thomas to midfield. Samare's got a runner to the left-hand side. Monga. Bad angle on the ball for Monga. Samari should have done better. Tuanzebe stepped in there and gave it back to Palmer. Delap leaps and then pushes Thomas slightly. Referee being a little bit picky. He's had a decent game for his second Premier League match, Mr. Kitchen. Hopefully I'm not tempting fate as I say that. Wants a little word with Liam Delap. I think we're all expecting next Sunday against West Ham to be his final appearance in an Ipswich Town shirt. Free kick Leicester. There will be, I think the crowd are all going to stay in here to officially wave goodbye to Jamie Vardy after the game. There is some kind of celebration, which obviously we'll duck out of and try and get Kieran McKenna as soon as possible on air. Stolacic almost caught out on the ball. Leicester get it to halfway. Greaves punts it up into the sky. Greaves a little nod down. Ndidi. The back heel from Ndidi works out rather well. Here come Leicester with El Khanous. Monga in on goal, the 15-year-old. Chance to score for Leicester. Blocked off by Tuanzebe. Again, Leicester fans are on the edge of their seats there.
Yeah, again, just bad. I don't know what Greaves was doing there. Bad clearance from him, gave Leicester an opportunity to go in and goal again.
Mosey.
Just disappointed today, Brennan, I really am.
Yeah.
This 2-0 and it's terrible, really.
Very, very average side, aren't they?
Yeah.
Goodness me. Davis on the left wing, controls the ball well, gives it infield to Broadhead. Broadhead held up by Ricardo. Back to Taylor. Taylor back to Broadhead. Leicester have all 10 blue shirts behind the ball now. Taylor inside the Leicester City half, gives it to Morsey. Morsey forward to Broadhead. Good little lay off to Taylor. Taylor towards Delap, edge of the area, but he was being well marked by Ricardo. Back the ball goes to Stolacic. It's a better kick from him. Put his foot through the ball. O'Shea with a nod down. In flies El Canoose. He has had a good game. Takes the ball away from Hutchinson. Out for a throw on the far side as Ben Johnson saunters back towards the bench. Sam Morsey. Goodness me, it's like 6.5 minutes to go. Davis on the left-hand side. Infield to Broadhead. Greaves gives it back to Broadhead. Now it's with Sam Morsey, the number 5, crossfield pass to Hutchinson, easily read by Thomas, who heads the ball down and out. Quickly taken thrown by Twanzebe to Dara O'Shea, down the line to Hutchinson, blocked off by Thomas. Flag goes up, throw in to Ipswich Town. About half their supporters in sunshine over in the far left corner. Here is Chaplin. Chaplin's cross. Davis is inside the area. Davis can't quite keep the ball in.
It's the right ball, you know, from Chaplin. It's been crying out for that all day. He's the only one that's seen it. Diagonal ball in behind the centre half for Chaplin, for Davis. It's the first time we've done it. It's been on all day and nobody else has done it. Just didn't execute the pass.
Goal kick-off, Jack Taylor for Leicester City as we reach the 5 minutes to go mark. I'll hopefully speak to an Ipswich Town player post-match, although really what are they going to say? Referee tells Stelarczyk to put his water bottle down and crack on, as the TV cameras are showing some highlights of Jamie Vardy now sitting in the dugout down below us. Vardy and McAteer either side of half-time with the 2 goals here. Bit of seen Ipswich Town more than likely lose at the King Power Stadium. Here is Evans, the little number 91. Ball in field from him. It was intended for Dakar, but Sumari got in the way. Evans has done well to win it back, battling really well. Ricardo against Delap. There was a little bit of wrestling. The referee was quickly there to calm things down. Delap says something to the referee afterwards.
Yeah, for once that was not Delap's fault. That was Ricardo that was doing all the pushing and shoving.
Yeah, just maybe trying to get under his skin. Chaplin, poor free kick. Well, has to be retaken, thankfully. Skip, midfielder, formerly of Tottenham. Had a spell at Norwich as well. Oliver Skip, he's about to come on for Leicester. For what, the last 4 minutes or so. Play continues. Taylor to Morsey, burrowing his way through midfield. Morsey tries to get on to Delap. Little breakdown in communications at the back for Leicester. Cody eventually cleared it away. Taylor's on the ball for Ipswich in midfield. Goes square to Twanzebe, out to the far side. Hutchinson up against Thomas. It's been a good battle since 3 o'clock, that one. Hutchinson trying to get the better of Thomas. Plays it out to the right hand side and Chaplin pulls it back to Twanzebe. He does likewise to O'Shea. O'Shea stands on the ball, crosses into the Leicester area, headed away by Ndidi. Now it's with Broadhead. O'Shea. Hutchinson on the right wing. Twanzebe's run in front of him. Hutchinson still has the ball. Back to O'Shea. I think you've given up on this game, Alex, haven't you?
I'm just disappointed with the way they've played today. I've seen them a lot better, but they've created so many chances and too many opportunities. They've just not been decisions on the ball.
Morsey, little ball into the box, looking for Delap as he took a tumble. Morsey always losing his footing, and it's out behind for a goal kick, and Skip can indeed be brought on.
As you can expect for your captain, though, he keeps going to the very end. He's pushing and trying to get this goal, give his team a spark, and he's the only one that's really doing that just now. Everybody else seems to be just, well, that's it, it's done now.
Skip for Ndidi, and I think Luongo is about to come on for Ipswich Town. Particularly players like Massimo Luongo. In these 2 games, you must be thinking, is this going to be my last ever appearance in the Premier League? Luongo comes on for Morsey. So both starting midfielders have been switched. Town now have a pairing of Taylor alongside Luongo. 2 minutes to go at the King Power Stadium. Goal kick's taken by Stelarczyk. Greaves wins the header above El Canoose. Nodded up by Samari. Delap barged into the back of him.
It's a silly foul from Delap.
Free kick to Leicester. Fast to the left side, and Thomas back to Cody. Just got there ahead of Delap. Delap closed them down. Well played by Leicester at the back. Cody on the stretch gets it to Monga. Lovely change of direction. Infield to El Canouse. That was really nice play from Monga. El Canouse gets the better of both Taylor and Luongo. El Canouse up to the edge of the area. To the left-hand side. He's given it to Monga. Monga getting into the box. Couple of step overs. Then goes square. Dakar's down inside the box. El Canouse with a chance. He gets underneath it. He slipped at the last moment. Otherwise, that could have been troublesome for Ipswich Town.
Yeah, good play from the little 15-year-old. Did some really quick. He's got really good feet, hasn't he?
Yeah,
very quick, sharp feet. Puts a good ball into the box. But as I say, El Canouse has probably been their best player, getting on the end of it again. He's been all over the pitch today.
30 seconds till we're told how much added on time there is.
You can blow it for me now, Brenner.
Oh, absolutely. That's so true. Hutchinson on the far side of the field against Thomas. Let's see if Town can get a consolation goal. Still has the ball. Amari Hutchinson thought about crossing, hasn't yet. Maybe now puts it in. He does. Eventually he goes in towards Davis. Davis scores. Flags up though. Doesn't count. Shades of his goal at Portman Road, really. The ball swinging into the box and the volley into the net. But unlike that one in November, this one's immediately been chalked off, and it's still 2-0 Leicester as we head into 4 minutes of added on time.
So it's not much in it. I think he is just off, but Delap was off, definitely. But that ball's been crying out all day, Brenner, for us to do, and we've not done it. So many times he's got himself in some great positions.
Oh, they're looking at it.
Yeah, because I think he's just off, you know.
It's very close.
Yeah.
Delap's a mile off, so we're forgetting about him. It's Davis's. It's very. I think he might just be like kneecap off.
Yeah.
It's something like that. We're looking. Flag went up on the far side against the goal, but this is very, very tight. And it's now come up on the screen. Checking disallowed goal. Offside.
Just off.
It stands. No goal.
Linesman's done well there. She's done well there, the linesman's with that one. She'll be pleased with her performance with that one.
Still 3 minutes of the added on 4 to go here at the King Power Stadium. O'Shea wrestling with Dakar. Dakar, though, is the villain. O'Shea, the victim. So yeah, we'll see what Kieran McKenna has to say after this one. And an Ipswich Town player, whoever that may be, if indeed we get someone to speak to. Wouldn't be a surprise if it's somebody you've heard from fairly recently.
He's been our best player today, Leif Davis.
Yeah. Now Luongo to the far side, Twanzebe approaching the 3rd minute of the added on 4. Hutchinson's gone down, got clipped late. But it's only a throw in which Twanzebe takes. Town 19th in the table. Only Southampton below them after this one. Davis gets the better of Evans. Low ball into the box, the poor one. Easily intercepted by Cody. Leicester have it with Sumari. Spins on the edge of his area, then goes out to the right hand side, Ricardo. Forward to El Canouse, infield to Ricardo. Leicester have it with Sumari. Nice play, Leicester popping it around. Thomas heads it on to Monga. Monga trying to have another run at Twanzebe. Twanzebe holds him up. Goes back to Thomas. And now Cody inside the Leicester penalty area. Wants to get away from Delap. In goes Hutchinson. Wins the challenge well on Thomas. Thomas wins it back. Goes out of play for a throw. Approaching the final minute. Hutchinson knocks the ball into the Leicester box. Blocked away. Greaves to O'Shea, now with the armband on, of course, since Morsey's gone off. Twanzebe down the line to Hutchinson. Hutchinson running at Thomas, getting inside the area, right of centre, low ball into the middle, cleared away by Ricardo. Chested down by Greaves. Greaves looked to Chaplin, in goes Sumari. Chaplin now has the ball in the D, a chance for Town. His shot might have come off Delap, brought away by Monga. It's a real test for Twanzebe at the moment, which he's doing well up against Monga. Guess if you've had Kylian Mbappe in your back pocket, you can deal with Jeremy Monga. Monga's gone down. Free kick to Leicester, final 30 seconds.
He's done well, the young kid, since he's come on.
Yeah, he's looked lively, hasn't he? He's really up for it. He can just play with that freedom, just go out there and enjoy himself. Interesting to see what path his career takes after this one. Leicester fans heading out, many of them holding on to their commemorative Jamie Vardy flags. They've got what they wanted from the afternoon. A win and a goal from their hero. On watches the two managers, Kieran McKenna and Ruud van Nistelrooy, moments away from shaking hands on the touchline down below us. The season's not gone the way either would have wished, but this afternoon's gone the way that the Dutchman had planned. Here is O'Shea, gets the ball to Taylor. Out to the left-hand side, Davis. Davis finds Broadhead, goes back to Greaves. Luongo in midfield. Leicester fans looking for the final whistle. It's not far off. Hutchinson can't keep the ball in. It's a throw to Leicester on the far side. Come on, Mr. Kitchen.
It will be now. What's the players throwing?
Yeah, put us all out of our misery, really. We've had enough of this one. Thomas with a throw-in for Leicester City. Right at the end of this game between two relegated sides at the King Power Stadium. Monga up against O'Shea. Both of them go to ground. It's out of play for an Ipswich Town throw. Quickly taking the throw, infield to Greaves. Referee checks his watch and puts his whistle to his lips. And it's another defeat for Ipswich Town. They've now got more defeats than points this season. That's a 23rd loss of this oh-so-disappointing Premier League campaign. They're 19th in the table with just one more game to go, and this afternoon has been particularly miserable. They couldn't score a goal against a very poor Leicester side. They've been beaten by 2-0.
Yeah, I think you've summed it up there, Brennan. It has been a very poor performance for me. Just good football getting played, but up until the last third, and in the last third we were either too greedy, trying for wonder goals instead of playing your teammate in, too selfish in occasions, wrong decisions in the last third, or if we kept playing the way we have been playing, we would have won this game comfortably, because Leicester were a poor side, they really were, and to be beaten by them 2-0, it's disappointing. And I think McKenna will probably sum that up as well. Decisions on the ball were poor today.
Leif Davis, Town's best player. What do you make of his performance?
100% best player on the pitch for Town. I couldn't say anything else. Morsey kept going as usual. You get everything off the captain, but him and Davis for me were outstanding. Good to see him back, putting a lot of good balls into the box, and we should have made more of them.
Any concerns for next season? Because these will be a championship opponent of Ipswich Town, Leicester City.
The only concern I've got is there was a lot of backbiting with each players arguing amongst themselves and that today, which is sometimes not a bad thing, but sometimes it can be a little bit petulant, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just their own players moving on and stuff like that, but yeah, that's my only concern. We just need to all stick together and move on again next season and build what he's done this season and take it on into the championship and hopefully get a good performance and get up the top of the league and get promoted again.
Be nice to get a win next weekend, wouldn't it? Particularly for those home fans that have only seen one victory all season. It seems a hell of a long time since Chelsea.
It does, and it would be great for the fans. And this performance, I can't see it, honestly, because it doesn't look a good performance for me today. But I hope for the fans to go out and they put a good performance in and win. I mean, for 22 minutes we were the better team. The goal went in, and then after that it was just...
They had so many chances though, didn't they?
Oh, so many. As I said, even at 1-0 we were saying this Leicester team's waiting to get beat, and then they got the pitch and scored a very soft goal from the keeper. Good strike, but poor defensively. Yeah, let's get the next season over and get on to the next season and hopefully start build again.
Yep, statistically this will now, when we get to 6 o'clock next Sunday, be Ipswich Town's worst ever season in terms of their lowest ever points total. They can only get to 25 points if they do beat West Ham next week. Which isn't as high as the one when they had their worst previous season, 94-95, and it was 27.
It's a shame that, Brenner, though, isn't it? It's a shame because this group of players don't deserve to have that on the record.
No.
I know it is what it is. They've created that record, but they've done a lot more in the last 3 seasons. So to have that tagged to their name is a
the Premier League is just tougher than ever. I was speaking to somebody before the game talking about that. You look at Newcastle winning a major trophy, Palace winning a major trophy. In the race for Europe this season, you've got Brentford, Fulham, Brighton, Nottingham Forest could qualify for the Champions League. All teams that we weren't really talking about pre-season has been serious contenders. So that gap between the Championship, particularly for a team that's come so far in such a short space of time, is absolutely massive. So that's one of the reasons. But on the day, Town just didn't take their numerous chances, and that's why sadly they've lost here by 2-0. Kieran McKenna's thoughts on the way.